throughout the days of Selichos, even more as we get into Selichos, our Aseres Yemei Teshuva, and on Yom Kippur, more than anything else, we recite the Yud Gimel Middos, the 13 Middos, 13 attributes of mercy of Hashem. Moshe Rabbeinu, when he comes before Hashem to plead on behalf of Klal Yisrael, after they created the golden calf, the Egel Hazav, so Hashem gives him the secret of the Yud Gimel Middos. It says Hashem appeared to him as a Shliach Tzibur, the Chazan, covered with a talus over his head, and reciting the Yud Gimel Middos, the 13 Middos of Rachamim. And then he said, anytime we need it, we should go and do them in front of Hashem, and we'll be forgiven. What is the magic of the Yud Gimel Middos? It's appreciating just how much mercy Hashem really has. You see, in light of our discussions, especially about what Rosh Hashanah is and the preparations in Elul, we learn to appreciate din, judgment, the idea of earning our existence, the idea of not getting something for nothing. The ideal, what Hashem really wanted when he created the world, was that everything should just be din. We get what we deserve and nothing more. No, he saw that it wouldn't last, it just wasn't going to work. So he added to that the Midas Aracha. But ideally, we should try our best to earn, because that's what it's all about, right? Being like Hashem, being responsible for our own existence. We learn to appreciate the work ethic. So, what's this with just Rachamim? 13 attributes of Rachamim. So I like to go through the Yud Gimel Middos, and we'll see where they take us. Let me begin with a disclaimer. There are different shittas in the Rishonim as to what are the 13 Middos. We know what the words are. The question is which of them is a midah of its own and what's part of something else, and what's the real meaning of it. I'm just going to simplify it and give you a combination, I guess, of different shittas, but that seems to work very well. Let's begin. The first of the Yud Gimel Middos of Rachamim is the Shem Havaya, Hashem's name. Why is that the first Middos of Rachamim? So we understand the Shem Havaya is the Shem of Chesed. Just to go a little bit deeper. The Arizal teaches us that what is the meaning of the Shem Hashem. We understand the way we pronounce it is the Shem Adnus, he's the Adon HaKol, he's the master of all. But we also know it's Hoya, Hoive V'yiyah, he was, is, will be, which means he's omnipresent, he's always there. Hashem is outside of time. But the Arizal tells us a secret, that when we talk of Hoya, Hoive, and Yiyah, those are three stages of the relationship between Hashem and all other existence. And that is, Hoya is the past. All that existed was just Hashem. Nothing else. Hashem is the everythingness. Hashem was just Hashem. That's Hoya. Hoive, he decided to create. What did Hashem do? He created a void, and in that, he shined one ray of Ori Yisbarach, his light. Of course, that's a mashal. We have no idea what that is. And from that, he created all of existence, all the different spheres of existence. So that now there's Hashem, and there's everything he created. So it's Hoya and Hoive. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'Terem Kol Yitzir Nivra. That's the Hoya. Le'es Na'asa B'Cheftzoi Kol. After everything is done, according to him, but everything is done. Azai Melech Shmoi Nikra. Then he was called Hashem. That's Hoive. Then there's Yiyah. La'asad Lo Olam Haba. It's just going to be Hashem again. And we're going to be part of it. A return. This is what the Arizal says. It'll just be Hashem again. So what is this midah? The midah of the Shem Havaya is the midah where Hashem Kivayochel was mitzamtzem. He contracted, allowed, and brought into existence all of us, all of the physical existence, and all the different levels of it, all the upper spheres as well. And then we'll reconnect us with Him, and all that would exist is Hashem with us and our individual awareness of being part of Him. That is the greatest chesed possible. So that's the first of the Yud Gimel Middos of Rachmim. The fact that Hashem did this. Okay? So what's the second Hashem? So it says, Ani Hashem kodim sheyechte, Ani Hashem la'achar sheyechte. I don't know if we really fully appreciate what we do to ourselves in sin and Hashem's great chesed in still being there for us afterwards. You know, the Gemara tells us the Torah tchilasa chesed, soifa chesed. The beginning of Torah is chesed, the end of Torah is chesed. The end of Torah is chesed, Hashem buries Moshe Rabbeinu. The beginning is chesed. So what does it say? He made kosnosor, he made clothing for Adam and Chav. The Torah Savrom of Slobodka asks the Kasha, Torah tchilasa chesed, that he made clothes for Adam and Chava. There's a much bigger chesed that preceded that one. Bereshis bar Elokim. Creation was because of his desire to give. Isn't that the greatest chesed there is? Says the Torah Savrom. You know what we see from here? As great a chesed as it was that Hashem created heaven and earth and everything on it and gave us everything beautiful and everything wonderful, there's even a greater chesed that he made a pair of clothes for Adam and Chava after they sinned. After sin, after you rebel against him, he still gives you a set of clothing. That's a greater chesed than creating heaven and earth. So it's that same Shem Havaya, the same one that created and sustains and continues to give us life and everything beautiful on earth after we sin too. So two midas, the first midah is Hashem created. The second midah is Hashem sustains us and continues to give us life even after rebellion. So he gives us that. And we realize we've sinned and Hashem is still giving us life. And we're so indebted to him. We want to do tshuva. But through sin, we diminished ourselves. And we just don't have the strength for it. So he's Kael. He gives it to us. Now the Medrash tells us that when it came to building the Mishkan, so it called for contributions of all the different materials that were necessary. They needed lots of gold. So they had a problem. They had used all of the gold they had, all the jewelry that they got from Bizas Mitzrayim, from the Egyptians. They used it all for the golden calf, which was of course destroyed. They didn't have any gold. Says the Medrash, Hashem gave them gold. B'nais, he gave them gold. It's that we don't have the ability to do tshuva because we messed ourselves up through the sin. Hashem gives us that ability. Kael, he gives us strength. He gives us the strength to do tshuva. And we still don't do tshuva. We still don't do tshuva. He's Rachum. He's Rachum. We're pathetic. We're pathetic. He feels for us. We sinned. He gave us the strength to do tshuva, and we're still not. Never. So he has Rahmanas on us. He has pity. He has pity. And he's giving us more time and the ability to do tshuva. And we're still not doing tshuva. I guess he should give up. No, he's Chanun. Chanun. What's Chanun? The Gra says Chanun is Miloshin Chinom. It's past pity. He just gives us for free. We still don't do tshuva. But he's still Erech HaPayim. Erech HaPayim, he gives us lots more time. We still don't do tshuva. So he's Rav Chesed. And Chesed originates with Hashem's desire to give. So with all the patience, and there's really no justification for not having done tshuva, Hashem, out of his own loving kindness, doesn't give up and gives us more opportunity. More opportunity. And we're still not budging. The emes. What's emes? It's before Hashem say. He tells the truth. He promised our ancestors he wouldn't destroy us. So even though he's given us so much opportunity and so much time, and we're still not there, he's willing to go that extra mile because of Schus Halos. Not only that, Noitzer Chesed La'alofim, the schus of all of our ancestors, that goes further and further. It's not just that he promised them. He gives us credit for what they did. He's Noitzer Chesed La'alofim. And you know what? He's Noisei Ovoin and Pesha and Chato. Each one is a separate midah. Noisei Ovoin, Aseres that we do out of passion, out of Yetzer Hara. B'Pesha, things that we do b'mezid. V'Chato, also those things that we do out of ignorance. He forgives everything. Wow. This seems to be the antithesis of Rosh Hashanah. He's just giving and giving and giving and giving and forgiving us. And then what's number 13? What's number 13? So we say v'nakeh and we stop there, but the pasuk goes on and says v'nakeh lo yanakeh. Nakeh lo yanakeh. Nakeh means he cleanses us. Lo yanakeh, but he doesn't. Cleanses us means total forgiveness. Lo yanakeh, no. And Chazal tell us, nakeh la'shavim, lo yanakeh l'sheinim shavim. Bottom line, with Hashem's endless chesed and racham, you got to do tshuva. That's the finale. Now, why is that a midah of rachamim? Because ultimately, the whole purpose is to give us the ability to take responsibility for ourselves. So number 13, the highest level, is that he won't be menakeh. He will not cleanse us unless we do tshuva. So he's got all the patience in the world and more, and gives us the ability and gives us opportunities and gives us the strength. Those are the Yud Gimel Middos. But at the end, we got to do tshuva. Otherwise, it would be self-defeating. Our purpose in life is to earn our existence. We've got to do tshuva. So the finale is we got to do tshuva. With all the time, with all the patience, with all the extra strength that Hashem gives us. But you got to do tshuva. And that's the finale. That's the finale. Hashem loves us. Hashem gives so much. Hashem cares so much about us. And because of that, he moves us in the direction of doing tshuva, but ultimately it's up to us. We got to do tshuva, because that is the tachlis. So again, the finale of the Yud Gimel Middos Shel Rachmim is, you got to do tshuva. It's not a freebie, because that's not pleasurable. That's not our tachlis. That's not what he created us for. Got to do tshuva.